Yes, you can do Waterfall in Jira, and thanks to Rovo, it's never been easier. In this video, I'll show you how I manage a fully regulated, compliance-driven project using Jira Plans and Rovo as my AI co-pilot. Let's dive in. Regulated projects are hard. You need audit trails, traceability matrices, sign-off records, risk registers, change control logs, the list goes on and on. Traditionally, a PM would spend days just setting up the documentation framework before any work actually starts. I didn't have days, so I used Rovo. Everything you see here I created with Rovo using a single conversation. Yes, I did spend some credits. I started by asking Rovo what I'm missing in my Confluence space to properly support the waterfall methodology. Within seconds, it audited my Confluence space and identified 8 critical gaps. No phase gate structure, no frozen requirements baseline, no change control process. Also, no racing matrix, no traceability matrix, no risk register, no design document, and no formal sign-off records. Then I said, create the waterfall documentation. And Rovo built the entire documentation framework page by page. I also created a page checklist so that I can review and accept all the proposed documentation. It even provided a recommended creation order, so it guides you step by step from one document to the other. So here is what Rovo created. We'll start with the Project Alpha Waterfall Master Plan. Let me place it on the very top of this list. This is the single source of truth for this project. Phases, milestones, scope boundaries, and governance rules. Next is the RACI matrix. Here the purpose is to define clear accountability for every deliverable and activity across the waterfall cycle. RACI stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. I have the team roster here with all the roles, persons, and the focus, and the RACI matrix by deliverable. So it already created a proposal. Again, you will need to review it like with any other document generated by AI. Remember that AI is your assistant. It can make mistakes, but there are ways to avoid them. So we have a very long matrix phase by phase. Rovo also provides a list of open actions, so tells you exactly what you need to do in the next step. Next document is the Project Alpha's requirements baseline. This is a structured database, so instead of creating a regular page, Rovo created a database of 12 functional requirements. This table includes the source, acceptance criteria, category, priority, and the status. Again, all fully generated by Rovo. I didn't have to create this table, create the options, all done within minutes. Next is the phase gate register. Let me just move it right there. 5 formal go, no-go decisions, 5 gates transitioning from one phase to the other with clear objectives, decisions owner, and primary approvers, together with the status. Each gate has exit criteria checklist, required approver checklist, and a list of mandatory artifacts. No phase transition happens without a documented approval. Next is the risk register. It is pre-populated with 12 different risks, such as production deployment readiness is overestimated, gate decisions are delayed, evidence required for audit compliance review is stored inconsistently or lost. Each risk has a likelihood and impact and calculated score. It also shows the risk level, propose the risk owner, and mitigation or response. Also, each risk needs to have a status, again all done by Rovo. Next document is the change control log. This is a formal mechanism for managing changes after the requirements are frozen. Every change request is logged, assessed for impact, and approved before implementation. So we have the impact assessment template together with the approval workflow. I don't need to mention that Rovo will also help you, will support the change management process. So filing a change request, processing the change request was never easier. We also have the detailed solution design, test strategy and evidence, and the different gate sign-off pages. I won't bore you with all the details here, but you get the idea. Rovo did all the work for me. But that's not all. Let's have a look at Jira and see how Rovo helped me to structure my project. I had 3 projects, but I focused on one project for the purpose of this video. So we have a project alpha with 3 epics broken down into stories, and I started with an empty timeline. So I had to do a couple of things. I had to create a team roster. Then based on the skills, I asked Rovo to assign work to different team members based on their skills. Next thing I did is I asked Rovo to help me with estimating the effort for all these work items. So if you open any of these stories, you'll see that we have an original estimate, and again Rovo did all the work for me. It can use the history data available in your Jira to make the estimation as precise as possible, but if you don't have that much data, you can ask it to propose an estimate based on the information available on the internet. And yes, Rovo can do that. Next, I've asked it to use the original estimate and propose the dates of my work items, right? So in other words, Rovo proposed start and end dates, or in my case, the start date and due dates, as these are the fields that I'm using on this instance. And based on the priorities, it actually sequenced my work. Now, I did omit one step. I also asked it to create the dependencies between the different work items. That also required me to recalculate the timeline based on the dependencies I've just created. Now, I should have done this step earlier, but you can do it later on, as we are actually working in a scenario mode, right? So unless you update your timeline in Jira Plans, nothing really happens. Your tasks are not updated. Now, when the links actually reflect the correct sequence, Rovo has all the information to reschedule it. This way, you'll see that all the tasks assigned to the same person, such as Tom here, are not overlapping, as Tom has to complete this task to start working on the next one, but Kim here can start working on a different task. Needless to say, it also takes into account the off days of my staff, so all good. Again, I didn't have to worry about that. When you're managing multiple projects or a portfolio, resource conflicts are inevitable, so I asked Rovo to take into account other assignments for my team members and also resolve them. Before resolving them, I've asked for different scenarios. So again, Rovo can not only help you identify the bottlenecks, help you to identify when Kim is overutilized, but also propose different versions of your schedule. So with documentation complete, the work items assigned, the estimates set, and dependencies mapped, this is what the timeline looks like. No conflicts, a clear dependency map, and with Rovo you can manage it using plain language. Now, I've done it all without using specialized agents. The difference between generic prompt or several prompts and a well-designed agent isn't just speed, it's also credits, and credits cost money. A poorly structured conversation can burn through your Rovo budget. Doing the same thing a well-designed Rovo agent handles in a fraction of the interaction. That's where we come in. At Genius Gecko, we help teams implement the AI the right way. We help you select the best tools for your specific use cases, because Rovo is powerful, but it's not always the best tool for every job. We design and build specialized agents. You will find more videos on our channel about creating such agent fleets for Agile or Waterfall, and we train your team so they can get the most out of these tools. Not just in demos, but in day-to-day delivery. If you want to work smarter, spend less, and get best results, check the link in the description and sign up for a free discovery call with my team. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.